I've been a fan of the Mario Kart series ever since I played the first Mario Kart game on the SNES, and I have memories of playing the series with pretty much every member of my family at some point in time. And I'm pretty sure it was the only game I ever got my granddad to play with me. And you know what? He was actually pretty good at it. But recently I've been playing the latest installment of the series with my brother and his son. And in Mario Kart 8 they have revamped versions of some of the old tracks that I remember so fondly. Some of them are redone better than others, and some inclusions were questionable at best. Baby Park. Give me DK Mountain instead, goddammit! So this got me thinking about my favourite tracks from Mario Kart's history, which led to me wanting to make this video. So there you go, let's get down to business. To do this list. Number 10, Excitebike Arena. And we're starting off with a track from the latest installment of the series, and this is not a case of me starting as I mean to go on, because I'm as old as time in memoriam, and I like tracks from the older games.
Work for British Gas, do you? You wanker. I'll give you put my bills up. Bang, you take that.
And this is a simple track that's obviously an homage to the NES game, which is also a game I'm quite fond of. And they do a really good job of putting the feeling of that game into Mario Kart 8, with a bunch of jumps. I mean, it's basically a circle, but with this track it's not the layout of the track itself I appreciate, it's the things they've put onto the track itself that makes it fun. It's like a roller coaster ride, you're just having fun skidding around trying to hit as many boosts and jumps as you possibly can. And at the end of the day, isn't that what playing Mario Kart is all about? Having fun? Well, having fun and getting fucking angry when a blue shell hits you at the last minute, taking away your victory.
I am untethered and my rage knows no bounds!
Number 9, Rainbow Road. Now it wouldn't be a Mario Kart best of tracks list without at least one Rainbow Road track, and this one just so happens to be my favourite. Mainly because I still have a sense of awe about this track, because it's basically the final boss of the first game, and I just vividly remember me trying to complete this game as a kid with my brother, and us always failing at the last hurdle that is this track. So in many ways, I hate this track, because of the pain it caused me as a youth. But that pain made me stronger, it made me train and train until I could finally beat this track, and as a greater whole, the game. It taught me a lesson as a kid, that if you fail, you've got to dust yourself off, train hard, and come back and overcome the challenge. The track itself isn't the hardest in this game, but it just felt that way to me as a kid, because I'd always do well throughout the whole cup and then I would just lose on this track. So when I finally beat this track, it felt like an accomplishment. It's up there in my top gaming memories. Like me first learning how to pull off a Hadouken in Street Fighter 2. Man, my brother had some patience to teach me that. But apart from that, I do enjoy the track itself with its cool design that used to make me think of Elmer the Patchwork Elephant. Oh my god, that's how they made this track! With Elmer the Elephant's skin!
Oh no, no.
The feeling of whizzing around the corners on this track and dodging thwomps are magical. And watching people do insane speedruns of this track is just mesmerising to watch. Oh, and yeah, I can't not think of this classic video whenever Rainbow Road is mentioned.
It's Rainbow Road, it's where you go when you die, it's Rainbow Road. I'll miss you again, Uncle.
Number 8, Luigi Raceway. This one is in here mainly because Mario Kart 64 was the game I got with my Nintendo 64, and this was the first track in the game. I was so excited to finally have my own N64 after playing FIFA World Cup 98 with my brother around his mate's house. Let me off, I was a kid. I still remember me and my dad going to Woolworths first thing in the morning to get it. I was basically like this. Once we got in and set it up, I was greeted by this track, and it blew my tiny brain. I thought the graphics in this game were amazing. I know, it's funny in retrospect. The track itself is simple enough, it has two big long turns that are fun to skid around, and I always thought the bridge section looked really awesome. But every time I play this track I think of the day I got my N64 with my dad. Number 7, Ghost Valley. This track is on my list for it being pure fun. There's something about the way it feels to skid around the creaky floorboards of this level, and I always thought the theme of this level was really cool. Anything spooky was good with me back then. But this track just sticks out in my mind for one main reason. This shortcut jump you can do whenever you get the feather power up. I remember my brother showing me this. I thought he was some sort of gaming wizard. Whenever I bust out Super Mario Kart and I get to this track, it just makes me think of my brother. The bloody git. God damn it, Scott! Number 6, Bowser's Castle. And here we have the first Double Dash track on the list. And this one is on here because it looks badass and it is badass. It's not an easy track by any stretch of the imagination. There's a lot of RNG elements that can be very annoying, like the thwomps towards the start of the track, the fireballs that can get you when you least expect it on this grill, this spinning fireball nonsense, the fireballs towards the end of the track. Jesus, that's a lot of fireballs.
Hadouken!
But these set pieces are what I love about this track. It makes it feel like an epic action movie or something. And when you finally learn the best way around all these obstacles, you feel like a shiny golden god. And not to mention that there's a lot of turns on this track that are a blast to go through. Definitely my favourite Bowser's Castle in the series. Number 5, Toad's Turnpike. This is another track that blew my tiny child brain, and this time it was because of the fact that the track is essentially a motorway, complete with cars, buses and trucks to avoid. And that aspect of the track is the one reason why I have a lot of love for this track. I just love the feeling of weaving in and out of traffic while you're racing. This aspect of the track can be a little frustrating at times when the RNG of the vehicles fuck you over, but it's also part of the magic. At least when it isn't happening to you. It's great when it happens to other people. This is why everyone hates me.
Hi, Vivian, what are you doing? Shut up, you girl! He's incredible. I'm not a girl at all.
Number 4, Mario Circuit 1. Much like Luigi Circuit, Mario Circuit is in here for purely nostalgic reasons. Because it's the first track in the series I ever played. This whole track just reeks of nostalgia. It's such an iconic track for the series. And besides that, it's actually a pretty nice track to race on. I especially love using mushrooms to take a shortcut across the dirt over here. Sure, it's pretty grounded in reality in terms of its theme, but it's iconic for a reason. And it's where I got my start with Mario Kart. So it will forever be in my heart.
Ha! Gay!
Number 3, Calamari Desert. Now my love for this track is pretty simple. Take it away, Ozzy. Yep, there's a motherfucking train in this level that runs people over. I'm sorry, but no track in the N64 game can top that awesomeness. Sure, it's annoying when the train forces you to stop at the crossing, but it's so satisfying when you get just past it as it's coming by. And it's also bloody satisfying watching everyone crash into it like it's a fucking Burnout game. But other than the train, I love the look of this track with its lovely desert aesthetic, and it has a lot of nice spots to skid around like a mad lad. But let's be honest here, the choo-choo is what makes this track hold a legendary spot in my heart.
The train's coming!
Make way! Freight train coming through!
All aboard!
No, we don't do the toot-toots.
Why wouldn't we're a train? Why wouldn't we toot toot?
It's just not what we do.
Number 2, DK Mountain. It was a hard choice, but DK Mountain just barely misses out on taking my top spot. I was so close to picking it. It just has so much going for it. It's a track that is just a barrage of awesome set pieces. There's no boring downtime in this track.
I tell you what.
It first starts off with this windy path that leads to a bloody giant barrel cannon.
Oh my god!
And then you're at the top of a mountain with an evil-faced volcano shooting rocks. Then you go down a mountain a bit and it basically becomes Indiana Jones.
What does it always mean? This Junior?
That's his name. Henry Jones Jr.
Like Indiana.
We named the dog Indiana.
And then the cherry on top of this ice cream sundae that is this track is a big wide turn that leads to a thin path over a hole that has boulders going across it, leading to 2 more kinetic as fuck big turns that make me feel like I'm playing Wipeout. But it ends as well as it starts with a tiny rope bridge which is epic and very easy to fall off. Which of course makes for some fun if you're a heavier character. Sure, like many of the set piece type tracks I enjoy, the obstacles can get a bit annoying when you get unlucky with them. But making your way past all these challenges like it was an action movie is what makes this track so fun. And it was only barely beaten by my favourite Mario Kart track. Number 1, Yoshi Circuit. And yes, it's another GameCube track. What can I say? I'm just very fond of the track design in Double Dash. Yoshi Circuit is a track I just purely love for the feel of racing on it. It's not a set piece extravaganza like some of the other tracks I put on this list, it's an almost realistic feeling track. Well, if you ignore the giant man-eating plants, and the giant turtle dragons driving carts.
This is your brain.
This is Mario Kart. This is your brain on Mario Kart.
In many ways, this track is more like something you would find in a Ridge Racer game, with its long winding turns. I really love this whole intro section of the track where you can boost over this gap for a shortcut. And then there's the tunnel section that I never get sick of boosting my way through. And then you come up to the middle section where you're sliding back and forth down this snaky path, dodging piranha plants, which is about as set piecey as this track gets. Then you come into a big turn with a wall on one side that I love power sliding up because it makes me feel like I'm skateboarding or something. And then it's a simple couple of turns to the end. It's a very simple track in many ways, but racing around this track just fills me with so much nostalgic joy. Maybe there's something to the cheery island aesthetic of this track that just does it for me. At the end of the day, this track is my favourite because it is pure fun for me. Do I need more of a reason than that to name it my favourite Mario Kart track? Anyway, there you have it. That's my favourite Mario Kart tracks. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this because I could easily do another one of these on my least favourite Mario Kart tracks. Let me know if that's something you would like to see because I have some fucking venom for certain tracks. Anyway, don't forget to like and comment on this video because it really does help the channel out. Thank you for watching and I will see you later.